welcome to PFC HQ. Today we are hosting the Gym Owner Network Sales Coaching Clinic. Sales is a life skill. It doesn't have to be sleazy, and it certainly doesn't have to make you feel like you come across desperate. We've helped gym owners transform the way they think about selling fitness, and truthfully, there's an art and a skill to it. It's not like you need to be a weird car salesman. It's the fact that this is the first step of the transformation. Our philosophy in sales helps generate collectively over £3 million a month for the gyms inside Gym Owner Network. Come along for the ride, see how our sales might be very different to what you might have been exposed to, and maybe you should consider a different approach to your sales.
One of my fondest memories of my career so far is there was a day when I had to look at Alex Rido, who's head coach at Martin helping me. And I was like, if you don't learn to sell, you literally have no future, because you're a great coach, but at some point in these businesses, you hear the ceiling of being super valuable to the business. And that means that your career reaches like a ceiling, and we needed to make him more valuable. And the life skill of sales was something that he didn't have. And as a friend, I looked at him and I was like, whether this is part of your life or not, whatever you go on to do in life, you need to have this life skill. Because if you have it, no matter what you do, no matter what industry you go in, if you've got this, fuck me, you can make money. And it's very easy to make money. But to start, I want to go around the room one by one. You're going to be like, who are you? What's your kind of barrier that you're fighting with sales at the moment? And what are you hoping to get out of today?
I'm Liv. I've only just started coaching. I've been doing it for 2 months, and I love it. Really love it. I'm only 20, but Dave has just given me the opportunity to learn more about like industry as a whole. So I love the coaching side. I also love the business side of it. So it's understanding how I can have more of a role within sales and that type of stuff. For me, is that I love chatting to people really similar to you guys. Love that. Nice. This is what we do. Like, what do you need help with? And then it's that crossover point, as I struggle with, of how we actually get them to sign up.
Olivia, when you had your sales call with me, the passion that I share when I'm on that call, where I'm so intently like focused on you, your story, can't fake that shit, all right? So don't turn it into a robotic fucking process. There needs to be a level of attitude, persona, charisma. There has to be. The goal is never to sit here and for you guys to recite objection handling, to be like, oh, but does your partner know that you've been struggling with this, until they feel like you've strangled them and made them buy. There's this adage in sales where it's like, stick a knife in and twist it. How many of you have heard that before? That's true sales, right? Whereas in this setting, we're talking about consultative selling. We're trying to help them make a decision. If they're not ready to make that decision for them, either you've not guided it well enough, which is what we're going to fucking work on today, or they're not ready. But leave them in such a good place of care that their impression of you is, wow, that's world class. You might make less sales, so you might not hit KPI, but the people who come in are fucking so aligned, and you're getting great results, and your referrals go through the roof. Your business grows twice as fast. Really, what we're trying to do is we're trying to take notes and build out this case study. You know, like if you watch CSI or something, the detective shows where it's got like all the clues and the red string that draws this, that to the next thing. That's what you're trying to do, like really fucking quickly, okay? But when you're talking to someone, you're trying to understand the pain and their current situation, all right? And then you also want to understand the future over here. And this fucking gap is why they pay you the big bucks. And the bigger the gap, the more valuable it's going to seem. but also realizing that you can sell the next step right here. That's the art and science around this whole thing. That drove them to book this call. What's actually costing them? Okay. One of the most important questions we have to ask is, hey Dan, thanks so much for booking the call. Before we get started, I'd love to know, how did you first hear about us? That is one of the most profound things that you ask, because immediately it's going to give us an opportunity to understand what have they seen. If they've gone, oh, I just saw an ad, I thought I'd click on it, that's when you got to go, fuck, I need to pull my socks up because this is going to be a mission, right? But if they go, well, my friend trains there, I've seen you for a while, I've followed you for a while, I've actually thought about booking in a couple times, my friends had great results. That's also when we go, this is a fucking done deal, don't do that. But that's when you know, okay, we can guide this conversation a little bit differently. All right? But you need to ask that. If you're getting objections, you fucked up. Every objection is a signal. Go back and fix what happened upstream. Objections around price, look at your discovery. Objections around time, build it into your marketing. Objections around time, look at your discovery. So that's where you said the expectations and all that kind of stuff. You know, in our discovery, we're needing to be asking those anticipatory questions that give us armor later down the line. We know that asking the partner is what you fucking face all the time. When a gym owner says to me, I keep getting hit with this ask my partner question, I'm like, how are we not fixing that in our marketing? Or how are we not fixing that in the discovery? Does your partner know that you're struggling with this thing? In discovery, not in the objection handling. Because if we can handle it in discovery, they can't use that excuse. Okay, but you're going to come with me. We're going to go outside.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a brief.
Yeah.
And then we're going to start this process. Okay? You guys can just chat amongst yourselves. When we come in, you're gonna close her on a 497 pound 6-week challenge at the gym. Okay? I'll give you a slight brief on who she is when I come in, but then everything's up to you. Okay? I know it's really nerve-wracking, but you're doing really, really well.
It's actually so much harder than just a normal
Yeah.
chat. Yeah, it's difficult. For sure. Yeah, acting was never my strong point at school. It was just like shoot balls around. Anyway.
Well, I remember, this is like, as much as it's jokes, when we do this in our teams, we have to be wildly professional about it. So we can like do the little icebreaker now, but then go, okay, the moment the pretend phone rings, we're on. All right? Because we're trying to change her life as far as we're concerned. Okay? Ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
Hey Jessie, thank you for jumping on the call and taking the time to chat. This is just to get to know you a little bit more, your goals, what it is you want to achieve, how you want to feel, and how we can hopefully help you. So, what made you reach out today?
So I saw an ad on Facebook and I thought, oh, that place looks pretty cool, and I just thought I'd want to find out a little bit more.
When you get that butterfly feeling in your stomach, because you know what question you need to ask, but you're a little bit scared, that's when it feels exciting. Otherwise, it's quite boring. The rest of it could be done via text. Do you know what I mean? Because we're still trying to establish rapport. It's when we start really coaching and challenging, and we feel a little bit of a tickle in our belly, but now it's starting. And that's where it's exciting. Whether you win or lose on the back of it, now you're selling. That's where growth happens. Everything up until then, no wonder you feel like it's hard to get the attitude up or the energy up, and you're just going through a process. because it is very process orientated. If that's all you're doing is asking those questions, a bit like you were doing, Liv, where you're just like asking the questions. It's like when you just sit in it, you're asking genuine questions, you're trying to be the detective, finding all the clues, and then you're trying to understand like what are their, like, anticipating what are their objections going to be. Time, money, partner, belief, like what are those things? Let's try and uncover it, because they, for whatever reason, those things have come up in the past and they weren't able to achieve their goal. Let's figure that out.
I think I've probably not spent enough time doing that, and then when I get to the end I'll get an objection, and then it feels like I'm chasing a rabbit because I haven't done enough work in the middle to be able to overcome the objection, or not even have an objection in the first place.
100%. 100%. I think it's a game changer for you. And what we need to do is we've got to remember we're only as good as our last sales call. And we always want to reflect on our notes and reflect on our sales execution and go, what's one thing we did really well there? And what's one thing we could have improved? And what's one thing we can learn from this that we need to plug in our marketing? All objections, all the struggles, all that stuff that comes up in sales, that's the stuff that we need to market to. Not the stuff that people are in and we're doing root cause shit. That's not marketing. Marketing happens on our side.